Hello everybody, I'm ellbristow, this is Ellitopia Gaming, welcome back to KSP Live, and this week we are coming to you live and direct from YouTube, thanks to the new and improved, it's not new, it's quite old now, but it's improved now, YouTube live streaming system, which I think is possibly on par with Twitch at the moment, if you ignore the fact that Twitch has bot abilities and things like that. This is the YouTube streaming system seems to be kind of on par with the basic Twitch, which is very, very interesting. We will see if that is actually the case as the stream progresses. This week on KSP Live, we are going to try and do something a bit different. We have been trying to have a flyby of Aptur, and we have been failing miserably. We have been struggling to get anywhere close, and the closest we've come is, well, nowhere near, and we've crashed back into curbing and the craft has exploded. So hopefully this week we are going to rectify that issue. Explore Serran is what we're going to be going for. They're offering us an advance of 54,000 funds, a completion bonus of 108,018 reputation, but we also get milestone payouts of 10,000, 10,000, 21,000, 10,000 and some science and reputation as well. So this is going to hopefully be very good for our space program. We are going to accept that contract and automatically we are up to 248,000 funds. We are going to jump in here and start having a look at what craft we're going to send. Now, we haven't yet done a craft that can land anywhere, so we're going to give that a try. We are going to attempt to build an unmanned probe that will allow us to land. So we're going to keep it light, the actual lander part of it. Let's have a parachute on the top of it like that. We haven't unlocked fairings or anything yet, so we'll have to be a little bit careful about how we build it. Let's see, what do we want to do for the actual lander section? I think we want to do something. No, that's. I don't know. I don't really know what we want to do. Ideally, we want. No, RCS isn't going to be enough to land it, is it? So we are going to need a proper engine to land it. Let's do something like this, I think. There we go. And we'll have some legs on it, some landing legs. So that's all the sciencey things we're going to be able to get on this. Delta V of that on its own is 1,599 meters a second, which is not bad considering it's really hopefully only going to be for capture and landing. So let's put that on there. And then let's put lots of fuel underneath it. I'll tell you what, actually. We'll do that. That'll be our transfer stage, hopefully, if we calculate things right. And then... Okay, so we have solar panels on this thing. I hope that that is enough solar panels. Actually, one of them is blocking the magnetometer, which is not great. Anyway, I can re-maneuver that so that I'm not blocking the magnetometer. Let's... no. You come here. You can go there, and you'll miss the dish. Yep, you will. Good. Oh, I only want one of you, though. There we go. And let's move the magnetometer out of the way and put the mystery goo the other side. go, and then we can put the magnetometer here instead. There we go. And sink that into there. Because this is basically just empty, apart from reaction wheels. Where are we going? We are heading to Serran, which is a planet that's been added by the New Horizons mod. Batteries! Batteries! We don't have any batteries. Right. Let's... That would have been a big mistake. Let's have a couple of batteries like that. And that back on. There we go. Phew, that was a close one. I don't know if we're going to need these radiator panels. It's quite possible that we are, but I don't really know. Does anyone know if we're going to need these radiator panels? I don't think we do on these engines. I think they're more for the nuke engines and things. Feel free to let me know if you feel that we need to put some batteries on this thing. We have parachutes, we have solar panels, we have batteries, we have our sciencey things, we have communications, we have legs, we have engines, we have fuel pipes, we have struts, we have wings. I think we have everything that we need. And we've done it for 38,000 funds, which is not bad. Not bad. That's like the the Indian space program that are launching to Mars. That's kind of their budget level. I don't think we need anything else. We haven't unlocked any RCS fuel tanks yet, apart from them ones. But RCS is not going to be much use to us at the moment. Actually, I'll tell you what we could probably do with on this stage is an SAS reaction wheel, because otherwise we're possibly not going to have enough control over that. So yes, we have our name. That is going to be Manolia. Manolia 1. There we go. We're going to save that. Alright, let's check the rest of our staging actually. That all is okay. Then that drops off. That drops off. That drops off. That needs to fire probably when that drops off. That will drop off. And that will... No, we'll fire that in a separate stage. Might want to be firing that in a separate stage actually. Save that. I think we're good. I think we're good. So, here we are on the launch pad with the... what did we call it? The Manolia. The Manolia 1. Which is hopefully going to be taking us to Serran. We are putting our SAS on. We're putting our thrust to 100%. And we are ready to launch. Hopefully. Here we go. We are taking off. Kind of slowly. But up is the right direction. Those plumes of smoke are going through the smoke channels this time. For some reason last time we launched they didn't. But there we go. We are away. Let's start turning, shall we? If we can. Yeah, we can. Ooh, okay. We're going to have to be very careful because I can already feel the aerodynamics pulling on us. Going a bit slow actually, so I'm going to take this turn very, very gently. And we're getting ready to dump off our first stage. There it goes. Don't hit anything. Oh, a clean escape. Very nice. Very nice indeed. I should have put parachutes on those, shouldn't I? That was an oversight. I could have recovered them. Why are we drifting off to one side slightly? Let's stop that. Yeah, we're still a bit too slow actually, so I'm going to hold us like this for a bit, as long as I can. Our prograde marker is going to be dropping away from us. Come on, let's come back. I want to stay with the prograde marker, otherwise the atmosphere is going to be kicking us in the head. Which it's starting to already. Ah, come on, we've got to stay prograde. Come on. There we go. That's better. The atmosphere wants to push us vertical at the moment because we're above prograde. Hopefully we can maintain 45 degrees while we're speeding up. 7, 8, 9. There we go. 106 by 102. My goodness, that's probably the best the best circular orbit that I've ever done direct from launch. An extremely efficient launch. Okay, so we're in orbit. And we just lost communication, which means that that's too far away from us. Okay. Not fantastic, but not the end of the world, because we can just orbit round. There's more stage destroyed. That's our second launch stage. Now, actually, our Apo is in exactly where I want it to be. At our Apo, we can launch our rockets. We can fire to burn that way, and that will be our escape trajectory. It's not exactly where I wanted it to be, but it's pretty close. So hopefully we can regain communications here. Yes. Just about, thank you very much. At our Apo, where we are close to colliding with some debris. .7 kilometers away. Let's get ourselves prograde again. And get ourselves burning for an escape. Here it goes. I believe Serran's on a very similar... Yeah, Serran's on a very similar orbital inclination to us. Not a lot in it, so it should be okay. Cut. No, let's go a bit further actually. Ooh, okay. No, too far, too far. Okay. So there we go. We are leaving the influence of Kerbin, and we are hopefully going to fly somewhere near Serran, and hopefully we'll be able to tweak that as we go. If we set Serran as our target, yeah, we're not far there. So let's get out of the influence of Kerbin, and we can burn... Ooh, whoa, actually, before we lose communication, let's have this... let's have it pointing at mission control. Activate. At the moment, we are still using the omnidirectional one. I did activate it, didn't I? Yeah. We have power. Our power is dropping. Where's the sun? Are we still? We're still in the shadow, aren't we? Yeah. Okay. So that shouldn't be an issue soon. Let's get... There we go. We're bouncing our signal off Geosync 1 now, so that's okay. Right. We must have view of the sun now, so come on. We want to be pointing at the sun. So that we are... Whoa, 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 too far, too far, too far. We want to be gaining power and not losing it. Thank you very much. Really? Come on, come on. Gain us power. Gain power. We're right on the margin. It's not showing us the cone. Oh, we've got the cone turned off. That's why. Okay. Because it looks quite messy. We would have direct communication actually with that. So, if we deactivate that, not that, deactivate that. There we go. We're gaining power a bit quicker now. Okay, so by the time we leave the influence of Kerbin, hopefully we'll have fully charged batteries. There we go. No, that's not away from Kerbin, is it now? There we go. That's better. Right, so that is our closest approach, and that is the target position at closest approach. We don't have maneuver nodes available to us, so we are possibly going to have some issues when it comes to avoiding collision with Kerbin, but hopefully we can work around that. So let's burn a bit and see how close we can get this closest approach. Yeah, see, we are going to have some issues with Kerbin. Why is that stopped? Are we out of fuel on that stage? We are. Okay. So we are going to be leaving some debris orbiting the planet, which is a shame. But at least we're now on our actual transfer stage. Which hasn't been activated. There we go. Come on, let's actually get this first time. Look at that. 6.5 million kilometre periapsis around Serran on my first attempt. On my first launch. That's pretty well, I'll let you decide how good that is, but I'm quite pleased with myself. So now the only thing we've got to worry about is if Kerbin is suddenly going to come and try and capture us again. So let's let's get our solar panels pointing back towards the sun, which they are not. Energy flow 0.5, 0.18 from that one. That's interesting. Is that going up? It is. 0.5 plus 0.18, 0.26 plus 0.44. So that's actually getting us slightly more power than one set of those, even though neither of them is actually pointing directly at the sun. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so we still have communication with home. That's good. We appear to be getting further away from Kerbin rather than closer, which is also good. Nope. No, come on. Don't you dare pull us back in. So here we go. It's off to Serran. Communications flashing in and out as we communicate with different satellites. It is a bit of a strange communications network that we've got going on. But it works, it's functional, so that's alright with me. There's our debris going with us. Hopefully that will get destroyed by Serran or Kerbin or maybe Aptur at some point. The universe does seem to have a way of cleaning itself. Is Kerbin going to come round for us just in time? I think it is. I think it is. So we are hopefully going to actually have communication when we approach Serran. Goodness me. Considering all the bad missions, the failed missions that we've had over the last few weeks. So far, this one is going relatively smoothly. And here we go. We have now entered the atmosphere of Serran. We will have a periapsis of 6.5 million meters. Our SAS is going a bit haywire. Let's get ourselves in to that periapsis. 3 hours, 2 hours. Okay, so we've got, it's a very slow speed that we're running at. Okay, approaching the periapsis, and we are pretty much retrograde actually. So, a bit annoying that it's wobbling like that. Don't know why. Here we go, let's see if we can get ourselves in orbit around Serran. No, I don't want to turn on sticky keys, thank you very much. Wow, okay. It's going to take quite a lot of fuel to get us into orbit around Serran. We've got quite a lot of fuel though. Let's go up at full thrust. There we go. There is an orbit around Serran. Let's pull our Apo in so it's just outside the atmosphere, I think, which will obviously be our peri by that point. So we'll aim for about 100,000 meters, I think. And then we'll pull our Apo in a bit more so that we're not going quite as fast when we reach the atmosphere. We'll hopefully have communication at the peri as well, which will be nice. Four, three, two, one, cut. Ooh, went a bit lower. Okay, but 89, that's not bad. So we're going to get a nice close flyby of Serran first of all. But first of all, we have completed part of our contract for 10,000 funds and 3 reputation. We have achieved an orbit around Serran. So it's going to be transmit or recover scientific data from space around Serran and then land on Serran, which is going to be the tricky part. We do seem to have plenty of fuel, however. So that is interesting. Let's see what science we can get from here, shall we? While we have plenty of power and we are in communication, let's toggle the magnetometer, which is wobbling around quite a lot, not letting me click it. Log the magnetometric data. A small, weak but complete magnetic field is detected. However, as Serran moves into Sonar's magnetic field, a large radiation flux is detected. Interesting. 5.8 science and 100% transmit value. So we're going to transmit that and toggle that back in. That completes that part of the contract as well. 10,875 funds, 6 science and 2 reputation. Can we get a barometer from here? I don't think we can we? No. Okay. Can we get a temperature reading from here? I don't think we can. We can, okay. In space high over Serran, measuring the temperature of space appears to be quite impossible, as there is no matter around to be either hot or cold, except the spacecraft and the thermometer itself. This is probably going to give the R&D guys something to think about for a while. 50% science on that one. We might as well transmit it, because chances are we're not going to take this thing back to recover it. We won't do the mystery goo. We'll try and do that on the surface maybe. We can do a probe report. The telemetry indicates that all systems are functioning nominally. 1.2 science, and we can transmit that as well. Lovely. And hopefully we will still be gaining power back. Okay, so I think that's all the sciencey things that we're allowed to do, that we're able to do at this point. So our next task is to head for a landing on Serran. So I'm going to burn our apoapsis in a bit when we get to the peri, and then come back to the apo and burn the peri into the atmosphere, so that we can do a so that we can kick the stuff under my desk, so that we can do an atmospheric entry and use the atmosphere to slow us down. We'll probably have to go quite deep into the atmosphere, because it is thinner than on Kerbin, but we will see. We will see. Actually, I don't know. I assume that's above sea level, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So, are we still gaining power, or are we losing power? I think we're losing power a little bit. Oh no, we are gaining. Okay. So, let's head to the peri. Better. Okay, so we're quickly losing sunlight and losing power. So let's bring our apo in a bit, because that's a bit high for an atmospheric entry. Let's not dip into the atmosphere straight away. We'll stop it about here, shall we? There we go. Okay, so we'll have sunlight there. Hopefully we'll still have communication. I'm not sure how our oh, it's only 41 minutes. That should be fine. Oh, we can do in space near as well, can't we? Here is the planet that we are flying over, the kind of whitish red dollop that it is. Let's get the magnetometer out. Log the data. In space near. The magnetometer tells you that Serran has a quadruple magnetic field. No, we don't know what that means. Don't know what that means either. Okay, we'll keep that for now rather than transmitting it, because we're not in view of the sun. We'll toggle that back in. We'll grab a temperature scan. Temperatures increase ever so slightly. You don't think it's worth noting down. That's in the upper atmosphere. We've dipped into the atmosphere. Oh dear, okay. Oh, I transmitted that as well. I didn't mean to do that. I really didn't mean for us to enter the atmosphere. Let's hope that we do come out the other side. We can get the barometer reading in that case. Log pressure data. Atmosphere here is so thin you wonder why there's one here at all. Keep that. Probe data. Probe report from the upper atmosphere. 1.3. Keep that. So was that... Was that was in space near. So if I reset that, toggle it out again, and we'll log it in the upper atmosphere, and then we'll do the in space near the other side. Oh, we can't do it during atmospheric flight. Okay. Toggle it back in then. We're about to run out of power. We're about to lose communication. Things could get a little bit precarious at this point. We are now out of power, so we've passed the periapsis, which is good. Our Apo has come in a bit, but hopefully soon we will regain power and we will be in space again. Okay, so now we are going to actually go in for a landing of some description. Actually, ideally, we want to be doing that landing this side so that we have power. Yeah, we want power and we want power and communication when we land, don't we? Because if we're coming down here and we don't have any communication, that's going to be a problem. We're not going to have communication at the Perry unless we move the Perry. We can bring the Perry here. We'll hopefully land like somewhere here. In fact, we might do that anyway, because I don't know how thick that atmosphere really is. It's not a very thick atmosphere. So let's come around here and then burn retro. Cool, this thing is. Right, let's turn this back on while we're manoeuvring. It's not wobbling now. It's also not staying still. I think our SAS is broken or something. Okay, let's burn our Perry in. We'll take it to about, I don't know, 30? 27. That'll do. And we'll see where that takes us. It looks like a fairly flat planet, so I don't think the altitude is going to be an issue. We are about to enter the atmosphere. We're going to see whether we have got this right or not. The moment of truth. There is the atmosphere. Let's physics warp for the moment. Watch how fast our apoapsis comes in. Perry's not dropping by much. Whoa, we are on fire though. Heat sinks probably would have been a good idea from this perspective. Yeah, we are going down on the dark side of the planet. Depending solely on the 3 parachutes attached to our probe. We are officially no longer in orbit. Can we survive? Come on. As the atmosphere is getting thicker, the parachutes have just deployed and they have been destroyed. This is not going to be a successful landing. going way too fast. The atmosphere is not thick enough to slow us down. We should have slowed down with our engines. Ready for the explosion. Well, we were close. Just the final execution wasn't quite right. What's that? That's just a texture glitch. So, moral of the story is slow down with engines, so we need to be landing on the sunny side with communication back to Kerbin. Otherwise we're not going to do it. And don't open the parachutes too early. Oh, what's... We got a tick. Hold on. What did we get a tick for? Land on Serran. That counted as a landing. My goodness. That counted as a landing, apparently. I have no idea how that counted as a landing, but it counted as a landing. So we got 21,750 funds and 3 reputation for that. Did anything actually survive? I don't think anything survived, so I don't know how that classifies as a landing. We did make contact with the planet, so technically we landed on it. But there we go. You know, that's Kerbal Space Program. So we know it's possible. We do know that it is possible. Let's head back to the Space Center. We will have got a very healthy cash injection from that, which will pay for the next launch of a craft to Serran. There we go. We're actually no worse off than we were when we took off. So, on our next attempt, I wonder if we could do it manned. Now that we know that the craft can get there, and we had a lot of fuel left over, I wonder if we can do it manned. Because then we will have control at all the vital points. That's an interesting question. All we actually need to do is transmit or recover scientific data from the surface of Serran. However, if we do it manned, that man will be staying there. And we would need to take food and water and all that lot with us as well, wouldn't we? So it would become a lot heavier. Okay, so manned not such a good idea at this point, I don't think. But we certainly do have the scope to land on Serran with a probe if we get our orbit right on approach. So that will be what we do next time. So I think I'm going to, because of the almost success of that mission, I don't want to start that again and take another hour of streaming time or whatever retrying it. So we will retry that in next week's stream. Now that we know that we are pretty close and we know what mistakes we have made. So thank you for watching, guys. If you're watching this, well, actually everyone's watching this on YouTube. So if you're watching this live on YouTube, then don't forget to subscribe now so that you get notifications next time we go live. And you can check out our other videos, the earlier videos in this season, season 4 of KSP Live. And of course the other videos that we have on YouTube. We have a Track Day Manager series, and we have quite a number of First Play episodes for you to have a look through. So be sure to check those out. If you are watching this on the highlights that I will post up to YouTube, then don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I have been ellbristow, you've been watching Ellitopia Gaming, this has been KSP Live, and I will see you next time. See you later, guys.